Hey up viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to another round of Reddit with myself and Phil.
I'm with you in the room, yes.
Actually sat with me, next to me.
Reddit stuff. We're going to be starting off with British problems.
Indeed, British problems.
Something we can all relate to.
Yeah, so a lot of these are text-based, so it should be kind of nice and straightforward just to go through them and think, you know, as to, I don't know if you're aware, British people, are these relatable to us?
Relatable little ones, yeah.
Indeed. Indeed. Okay. So, do you want to start us off
with
that top one?
You can only whinge if it makes us chuckle. That's it. So there's 713,000 cold cups of tea. Oh dear.
That's not what you want.
2.5 thousand broken biscuits. Good lord. Right. Yeah. Off we go then.
Okay. Manager of a recycling centre here. I've got 8-year-olds bringing in garden waste when it's nearly 40 degrees in my yard. Please, everyone, lock up your grandparents and stop them coming down here.
Oh yes, because we've had a bit of a weather issue recently.
Yes. Yeah, down here it was 38 degrees at one point. Yeah. It was boiling, sweltering here in the apartment.
Could you click it and just make sure it's no.
Well, it's just that, text, yeah. It's just text, so that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, but it's just been bad. The heat's been really bad, but yeah, even with recycling centres, we got that garden waste which will start rotting and smelling bad, won't it? It will
smell real bad, in fact. So yeah, I mean, garden centres, you know, old people. Like a match made in heaven, that, isn't it? Because you always see them there. You always see them trolling up into the cafe asking for the soup and sandwich deal at lunch times all the time. Then again, that's not unique to garden centres, but it happens there.
Well, this isn't a garden centre. It's a
recycling centre even. Oh yeah, for some reason I had it. It was a garden. Why did I just think of a garden centre?
It's a dump where you can deposit your stuff, obviously with the hot heat. It's cooled right down now, which is fantastic. But obviously we had issues where it was getting really hot, and when you've got like garden waste, when it gets hot, it starts to smell, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true. I had a bit of a senior moment then. You know, here I am bashing old people, and I'm having a senior moment myself.
Even though you're not anywhere near old.
I know. Yeah. What's going on?
I'll read the next one. Shall I?
Okay. Yeah.
Was handed a trolley in Lidl in exchange for a £1 coin to save your time, mate. When I finished and parked my trolley to eject the coin, it was 2 pennies glued together.
Can't say this is something I've ever experienced myself.
It's not just relatable to us, it's just interesting British problems.
Indeed.
As well.
Indeed. I'd like to know though, if this same thing comes up on any country which also has Lidls, any Europeans out there who have something similar. Because, whenever, there's always good trolley etiquette outside the supermarket. If someone's going in to pull their trolley out, you stand patiently aside and let them pull their trolley out. Otherwise it's an absolute free-for-all. Because what Brits are like, we like to queue and all that.
We love to queue, but 2 pennies glued together, that was funny, that. So, I wonder why they did that. Would that fool the cart? If you had 2 pennies glued together?
Possibly, yeah. I'm not sure. Because the thing is, like, with those carts, it's just like the chain that you just hook into the hole and then it ejects the coin. But I wonder if in this one, like, they've glued the pennies together and just rammed them in there so they can't actually come out.
Oh, yeah, that's... Oh,
possibly.
You cheeky bastard.
Yeah.
You little cheeky bastard.
Little bastard. Ah, indeed. Okay, next one. It's very hot today. May I remind you how hot parked cars get in this weather? Never ever leave chocolate bars in your car in this heat. I left a Snickers in mine and when I got back it was fucked. I had to eat it like a fucking froob. I was livid. While we're at it, same for pets and kids too.
Yeah, well that one is very important. Don't leave your pets in your car because they won't cope and they can
especially
die.
Dogs. Yeah. Because they can't sweat like we do, indeed. So, don't do that, folks.
And don't leave your kids as well. Yeah, it's not as bad as dog, but leaving it in a hot car like that when it's boiling
causes a
lot. But yes, don't leave your chocolate bars in the car when it's as hot as this, because they will melt very quickly.
I would like to put my own sort of slightly more British spin on this one by saying not Snickers bar, but my chocolate digestives in my biscuit tin. The fucking things are literally melted. So
that's what happened to me. I had because I got myself a double-decker chocolate bar, and I was eating it at home. And as I was eating it, I could feel it starting to melt on my fingers. That's how warm it was.
Indeed.
It was getting.
God, it makes me suddenly want to get a what's it called, a Calippo.
Oh God, the Calippos! Yeah, I remember them.
Those lovely. Oh God, they are like lovely. Especially when they melt, they sort of like turn into a nice cold, sort of fruity liquid slush that you can just sort of like gurgle down. Oh yes.
Oh, we love it.
Probably full of sugar, but you know what? I don't care. When you're in summer weather, You're allowed to get whatever you need to cool down. Sorry, exactly. Over to you.
Okay. Listening to everyone whinging about the weather. Did 5 years of this in South America for 8 months of the year is over 35 degrees Celsius. But then we did have aircon in every room and a pool and a siesta after lunch. You're all correct. Carry on whinging. Yeah, we're just not used to it.
The problem
with this weather at all. And in places like South America and Peru and Ecuador and places like that, they have amazing amounts of hot weather all the time.
Yeah. Thing is, like, we in the UK, we're not prepared for heating up weather.
We don't have aircon in here. We don't have things like this.
Because the thing is, like, our houses, especially like the modern ones, are built to be like insulated against like winter. But of course, winters are sort of getting less and less cold, while the summers are becoming hotter and, well, probably going to become hotter and hotter. So
there might come a point, if that's the case, there might come a point where they start having houses built with inbuilt aircon, like other places in Europe and the US and other hot places like that.
Absolutely, I think they are going to have to think about it, because with climate change and all that, things are, it's set to very much get hotter and hotter. Yeah, so we're going to have to adapt and all that. Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah. Excuse me, where is your baby changing table? Oh, sorry, sir, the only one we have is in the ladies' toilets.
Yes, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Baby changing tables here in the UK are a lot in the ladies' toilets and the female toilets there. And so if you're like a single father, or you're not a single father, you've taken your baby out for the day somewhere, and you can't go in them because you can't change it.
I think
they need to start implementing more in the men's bathrooms.
I think more like modern shops and things like that are starting to get on the ball with that now. Because I remember when I used to work at Boots, where we had the toilets, we had like a separate baby changing room, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Good.
Yeah, so anyone can basically go into it.
Yeah, because you need to do that, because I mean, the poor fathers, if they've got a baby who's just shat their nappies,
they've got to have somewhere to sort it out.
Yeah. So we need more of that. Okay.
It's kind of like one of those remnants, like slightly chauvinist things of like, it's the woman's job to do that.
No, not anymore. AstroTurf everywhere. Can we please just stop turning every other garden into something like a B-grade Lego knockoff? It looks shite and it's fucking over the wildlife.
Yes, I agree with that. AstroTurf, I'm not a big fan of it.
No, it's just fake grass, isn't it, really?
Fake plastic glass.
Fake plastic glass?
Glass.
My goodness me.
Grass, even. Indeed, yeah. I mean, like, I think the reason people obviously get it is because obviously it doesn't grow, whereas obviously
and they don't have to maintain it. Yeah, I remember our outdoor football pitch at secondary school had AstroTurf.
Yeah.
And as well, it had bits of rubber tyre on it as well, so that would get into your shoes and everything. Really annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does screw over the wildlife as well, because they think it's normal grass and then they can't use it.
Indeed, yeah. So don't use AstroTurf, folks. It's not good. What's next? The hysteria amongst dog owners when the temperature even slightly rises.
Well, because what you have to do, because I've got a colleague at work who's got a dog, and he had to actually go out onto the pavement, and he walked out onto the pavement bare feet just to test it, because obviously got a dog's paws are, because dogs, unlike us, can't sweat.
Yeah,
that's how it helps for us, and so they have to. That's why they pant through their tongue.
Yeah,
because it goes out through the tongue, and they have to also do it through their paws. When the paws are on a hot surface, it's not like that. It can really hurt them.
It can.
So. My colleague went out and tested the pavement. It was a bit too warm, and he had to basically carry his dog.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. But you got to do what you got to do for your canine pet and all that.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
I've lived in Portugal for the last 2.5 years, and due to there being 19 degrees Celsius, there have been no tourists. Today, a cleaner dropped a few dishes, and 4 tables suddenly shouted, "Way!" And my first thought was, the Brits are back.
Yes, yeah. You know when the Brits are in the restaurant, don't you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. God.
Sorry, that's not 90 degrees Celsius. That's supposed to be COVID-19. Due to COVID-19, though.
Yeah.
I was about to say, due to 90 degrees, there's been no tourists. What? Yeah, sorry, due to COVID-19, but no, yeah. We always do that, don't we?
Yeah.
We've got that thing. When I've been in secondary school, it happens now. When you see like a waiter drop in, "Way! Yeah, shit, you can't hold things."
Yeah. I mean, I get the feeling though that's a very sort of specific type of British tourist who probably engages in that sort of behaviour. I feel like you're more likely to see that kind of thing at somewhere like the Costa del Sol than, say, the Italian lakes or something like that. Because just depending, I mean, I may be stereotyping a little bit there, but yes, I feel like as a
I've seen
general
it plenty of time. Yeah. Okay.
Indeed. Deliveroo has killed the McDonald's experience. No, it fucking hasn't. Not really. Unless you by McDonald's experience, you mean having to go through the drive-through.
I think it's going through the drive-through, sitting in the restaurant. But yeah, Delivery is fantastic for people who want to get the McDonald's.
Yeah.
And we went past the McDonald's near us today, and it was very busy.
It was, yeah.
So
there's always people going through the drive-through. It killed anything. Well,
not yet. Yeah.
Just like I feel like this is one of the usual sort of people moaning about how all the high streets are dying, or big shops are killing it, all these delivery firms are going to run everyone else out of business. And
take
all
your
this.
cock out your mouth, you stupid.
Wow.
Right. Honestly. Okay.
Yeah.
Listening to people who have the same job as you, with the same pay, go on and on about their holidays, kitchen refits and new cars when you're scraping by about 50 quid a week after outgoings because you have to pay rent.
Oof, yeah.
It can be annoying, yeah.
Aye,
yeah.
Ooh, I'm up to Mallorca.
Mallorca, yes.
And you're just struggling by as well.
Yeah.
Well, you see, the thing is, these people have the same job, but they might have significant others who will be out contributing to their funds and going out together.
That's the thing.
Whereas you're just dealing on your own, for example.
It's difficult for a lot of people at the moment because obviously like prices of pretty much everything are going up, and like wages aren't really keeping pace at all. So yeah. Then of course you get people like what's her face, Kirsty, or is it called Kirsty Allsop, Kirsty and Phil, like coming on TV saying, you'd solve all your money problems if you just stopped subscribing to Netflix. It's like, no, you fucking wouldn't. It wouldn't solve shit. Yeah. Not to be too cynical, but yes. Right, 42 degrees yesterday, and someone had their baby on the beach.
Oh, well, I don't see the problem with that. If you're on the beach with your baby, that's fine, unless you just left him on their own.
Yeah, I mean, if they're...
Could that be the case?
If they've got the sun cream on, if they've, if they've maybe got a bit of shade, maybe a parasol or something, or, like one of those windbreaker things that you can put up.
Yeah, could be fine. Get
a
nice
bit of shade. Yeah, ice cream, something nice to eat.
I like the majority of these Reddit posts, because we're looking at the top for this month, are all to do with the weather. So far, there's a lot of weather ones.
Yeah.
But it's bad, we just haven't had this extreme weather.
Yeah.
Supposedly, we were hotter than the Sahara Desert.
Supposedly.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Right, so being stuck on a pack train with a group of people inhaling balloons, vaping and doing coke on 11 AM on a Sunday. Oh,
wow,
dear.
that's a weird image.
I know.
I just had a weird image with the inhaling balloons part, where you step onto a train in the morning and everyone is just a clown blowing big balloon animals. Yes.
Well, people like doing it for the effect that the helium gives you.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Indeed. It just seems like a strange thing, though, to go.
I don't see anything wrong with having some Coca-Cola on a Sunday on the train.
Coca-Cola, yes. That kind of Coke, Phil. Indeed.
Of course, it's that kind of Coke. There's none others.
Yeah.
Now, with regards to vaping, are you not allowed to vape on trains?
So, vaping, I think certain places have very specific rules, because technically they sort of class it as smoking, so some of them, some places and premises probably just say no, you can't do it.
But others are fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a funny one. But yeah, I don't know really the full extent of the rules around it. But yeah, well, let's do some Coca-Cola on a train at 11 AM next Sunday, Phil.
Just have a nice drink, or consume it through, get it through our lungs.
Our
Get
lungs.
the Coke inside there.
Coke lungs, indeed. There we go. So, just the usual. If you think that's hot, you should try living in California. No thanks, I'm good. I'm not trying to enter in some places the weather is hotter debate. Just let me be hot, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always that one person who's like, well, you'd be hotter if you're in such and such a place. Doesn't matter. I'm still hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, you should try living here. No thanks. It's a bit warm. Leave me alone. I'm warm.
Yeah, indeed. Oh my god.
So the next one is a certified problem. Colleagues who message me on Teams with a greeting and waiting for me to acknowledge them before they tell me what they want. Oh god, yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
Hello. Right.
Yeah.
Go on then. And if yeah, hi. Oh yeah, hi. So I just want to know what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Yeah,
you could have done that in the same sentence, but you don't have to wait for me to say hello.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I've sometimes had that on the odd occasion. I mean, I don't know. I'm not too kind of bad with it. If we just sort of have a little bit of back and forth, just small talk, and then we get into the main topic of conversation. That's usually fine. But yeah, don't be like one of those awkward people who just sits there and goes hello.
And that's it.
And that's it. Yeah.
Nothing.
Indeed, and nothing else.
More. Yeah.
There we go. Right. My employer has just employed an inclusion manager who's just spent an hour telling us how speaking using British slang terms excludes non-native British speakers from conversations, and we should think about the language we use to include everyone. I mean, with this one, it's
some people are not going to understand our slang terms. That's right, but you can. I would say you can still use them.
Yeah.
If they're really struggling, they would be teased, and they might find it funny as well when they're learning British slang terms.
Yeah, I mean, all the advice there you need really is, use your British slang terms, but just make an effort to include the other person in the conversation. Don't just sort of kind of almost ignore them or forget that they're there. But I feel like
I know other people like learning about British slang terms as well.
I feel like that's kind of like just making a little bit of a mountain out of a molehill, to put it that way.
Yeah.
And I think just with a few quick words, most people would be fine to just make sure they try and do more to include the non-native speaker.
Okay. Having to listen to dickheads say things like, "If this is what global warming is like, it's not too bad, innit? And it's just beach weather."
Oh, yes. The uninformed, the uneducated. You don't want this because it has a lot of knock-on effects on the ecosystem, on the economy,
beach weather,
on people. Yes, you don't want that. Indeed, yeah.
Because we always say it's just beach weather. Well. Yeah, it's nice. It is nice weather to have, but sometimes it's too hot. It's just going to show the effects of global warming, which unfortunately is happening now and causing these issues as well.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. After spending half my life in love with Gillian Anderson, I would like to thank Netflix for the sexual confusion caused by casting her as none other than Margaret Thatcher recently in The Crown. I've had trouble sleeping since. Everything I thought I knew was a lie. Dragons are probably real. I don't know.
Oh dear, so we've got obviously Gillian Anderson, she's not actually you like, but she's playing Margaret Thatcher.
Indeed. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
We love a bit of Maggie.
Indeed. We love a little Maggie, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. But Gillian Anderson, I mean, I guess that goes to show how good of an actress she is then, that she can...
and if you don't like Margaret Thatcher...
she can cause that weird, confused, roiling set of feelings, who knows?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, priced out of saving the planet.
Oh dear. I mean, it's a very brief one. What exactly are you referring there to, OP? Are you worried that you can't afford, I don't know, greener energy or electric cars?
Or you can't afford the... things like paper bags instead of plastic bags.
Can't afford, more organic food or whatever. I mean, it does suck. Again, I think it goes back to that issue of wages rising. Not wages rising. Wages not rising fast enough to keep up with inflation and prices going up and all that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? But I don't think that'll be common to the UK. But there we go. Right, I think. Go on then.
Okay. Hang on. That looks like, is that an advert for that one directly under it? Southern San Andreas.
That is.
Yeah, that's Rockstar Games. I just saw the link. Stop doing a full trolley shop at the self-checkouts, you insufferable bellends.
Yes.
You do get the other one. Yeah.
I've seen doing I've been behind the self-checkout and this person stacked up with stuff.
God, yeah.
And you're like, oh,
go to a till, please.
The self-checkouts for a small item. Stop going there.
Yeah. Indeed.
Unexpected item in bagging area.
Yes.
You don't do a full trolley shop at the self-checkout. Go to the till and do it there, because that's where you do it. Self-checkouts for low items.
Indeed, yes. Low numbers of items and all that.
The Bellend's car of choice is now officially a Tesla.
Oh, is it? I wonder why that is.
I wonder why. Is it because of
Elon Musk?
That's the fella.
Yeah.
I believe he's now the richest man. I think he's beaten Jeff Bezos. I think Jeff Bezos was originally the richest man in the world, but I think it's now Elon Musk.
Yeah.
But he's not a very well liked. Well, neither of them very well liked, to be honest.
Yeah. I think at the moment though, I think kind of removing the Elon Musk thing. One thing that I've often heard said a lot is that typically BMW drivers are a little bit asshole-ish, to put it that way. Sort of in their big swanky cars.
I'm going to put one on extend to that, Audi as well.
Audi, really? Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, again, a few Audi drivers who've been a bit insufferable, I would say.
So I think they're in the big sort of German cars that can accelerate real fast, and then you think that they own the road or whatever.
Oh God, I hate those people. Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed. GCSE results these days looking more like a phone number than exam results. I mean, I haven't seen GCSE results paper.
It's been a long time since we've been doing GCSEs, but oh dear, that's
it's just that trick of having to slowly kind of how should I say, make your way through it until you know made sense of the sheer number of numbers and digits on it.
Yeah, well, of course we've got to think because schools have only just broken up, and obviously before that people have been doing that. Oh yeah, got to think people have been doing their GCSEs. Yeah, it's not. It's always a worrying time because you're with your parents as well. You obviously sitting there studying and revising, and you're having panic attacks. Going, oh, I can't remember this. Especially on the day as well. It's when you're trying to, have you done enough revision? Have you done this? Have you done that? You just
stressful.
Very stressful.
Indeed.
Airports removing free drop-off to encourage greener public transport travel, but offering no public transport for early flights.
Yeah, bollock. I mean, I'm not actually too much aware of them removing free drop-off though.
Looks like okay, that's intriguing, but they don't offer any public transport. That's,
I know. It's like,
I mean, we'll have to see because either of us haven't been in airports in ages.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. Yeah. I mean, it does seem pretty stupid getting rid of the free drop-off, considering that people probably have thought, let's use free drop-offs so that way we don't have to use our cars and maybe we can car share perhaps, so not everyone's having to drive there in their own vehicles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, I feel like they kind of shot themselves in the foot a bit with that one, or they just haven't thought it through properly.
Okay.
Oh wow, the fuel is only $1.85 there. Let's fill up. That's a good price.
Oh yes, yeah. We're having a few fuel issues recently.
Yep.
So I can see us. Yeah, that's a problem. Trying to find the cheapest petrol station, so we can get find the cheapest one. It has gone down. I think it was at 195 or so. That's the one. So 185 is pretty good at the moment.
Yeah.
But I remember when right during the COVID bits, it was like 116, 114, like bloody hell.
Remember when petrol prices were low? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Just need a picture now of that meme, but with your face superimposed over the guy. Yeah, indeed. I think it's you, isn't it, for the next one?
Junior schools having a prom night. We had a school disco and seemed to manage quite well enough without the need for a stretch limousine at the door, or the girls dressed as if auditioning for the next series of Cuties.
Oh God. Yeah, I've heard about this. Like, it's just like some schools kind of below the level of high school, just sort of like going, let's have prom nights, let's have graduation ceremonies where everyone has to dress up.
Yeah,
it's like, you don't need all of this.
We did have a prom. I remember that. It was quite interesting. We got a limo and went everywhere, but went to the prom. It was an interesting experience. Did you have a prom? What was your prom like?
I can't remember. I don't know. Did I go to my prom? Was I sad and decided I couldn't be bothered going to it?
You didn't go.
I can't remember it honestly. So I do think, I seem to have recollections that I didn't bother going to it. Oh dear, yes, that probably reflects a bit on me being just not being asked to go. But well, I just I don't know if I could be bothered like dressing up and. Oops, sorry, just nudged you with my elbow then.
It's supposed to be at a time of.
Well, I think a lot of people make a big deal out of prom being, like everyone's obviously going to be, everyone's going to be going on to different colleges and sixth forms or whatever. But like the reality was that, I was going to a sixth form and pretty much most of my friends and people who I knew at high school were going to the same sixth form. So I'm like, this is not the last time I'm going to see you. Yeah. And the thing is, like, since I, since sixth form, since university, before I moved down south, sometimes me and,
friends
from high school, college, we would sometimes like meet up.
Oh, that's nice.
From around the country, like on New Year's and things like that. We'd go to have a pub meal, things like that, or like go out in the evening to a pub somewhere. So
but it's better to do it in like college.
True.
Rather
you are.
Junior schools. Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. My 70-year-old mother, I guess, constantly saying, "Oh, I'm absolutely dripping" in response to the heat.
Oh, I'm absolutely dripping.
I'm absolutely dripping, my dearies. Oh dear, it's running out downstairs.
Another one for the heat.
Yes, indeed. That's there's a lot to do with heat here, which
because we've had quite the heat wave. Okay. Yeah. Looking for a place to rent, but having the audacity to own a cat.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a shame that there are some landlords there that don't like you owning pets.
Yeah.
And I do want a cat. I've said this many times. I really do want a cat.
Yeah, you do. Indeed. It's unfortunate, but yeah, I mean,
some places don't allow pets.
Yeah.
Which I suppose in some places it's understandable because they might not want a mess all over the place. But cats, I think cats are a little bit more self-trained than dogs are.
I think it also like depends, with cats on like the breed and the sex of them. Like I think like male cats, for example, tend to molt hairs much more than female cats do.
Yeah, so
things
okay, well that's
so,
something for me to consider then. Maybe go towards the female cat route.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Offspring can't get home from work because the metro has melted. They said they were taking refuge in a pub. I said the Winchester, presumably, and nobody picked up the reference.
I know the reference.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah,
Indeed.
That's a good
Spill the beans, Phil. What's that a reference to?
What's the name again? It's Simon Pegg.
Yeah, it's Dawn of the something of the Dead, wasn't it?
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead. That's the one, not Dawn of the Dead. That's something else.
But, oh yeah, that's typical British. That's a good reference. Yeah, everyone's going to the pub having a nice beer and a drink because the weather is the weather is cooled down now, which is what we want. What happened to trades bringing their own tools to complete the job they've been hired to do? Stop using my shit around the house.
Wow.
I think there are some contractors and some workers that do use your tools. Like, you're supposed to have your own things, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, you cheapskate. Indeed, and then they probably charge you a massive price for it as well.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Just to add insult to injury.
You use my tools. Yeah.
Indeed. We're here. If you don't like meat, why are you trying to make plants taste like it? And other stupid responses to meat alternatives. I can understand that. Yeah. Because meat does happen to taste good, but there's a million ethical reasons why someone might not want to actually eat meat itself.
Exactly.
Might because
allergies as well.
Allergies.
That. You might not like to eat. And I must say, I couldn't ever give up meat because I love loads of meat stuff. Meat, chicken, lamb, fish, and all that sort of stuff. But I have tried vegan options and vegetarian options, and it's really tasty.
Yeah. Thing is, I think as we go into the future, there will be a greater and greater impetus on us to start switching a bit away from regular consumption of meat and incorporating more sort of like vegetarian and vegan stuff into our diets.
Yeah.
You know what? That's absolutely fine. I think it's good. Just for the sake of doing a bit for the environment and all that.
Right, we'll do this last one because this has been fun. There's one we can do. Having to put up with agonising dental issues preventing you from sleeping and eating because you can't afford a dentist and there's no options for poor people anymore.
Oh dear. No NHS dentist, take it in your immediate area. Unfortunate octopus.
Well, it's not. The dentist is not really free.
No, is it not? Oh.
No, you've got to. You have to pay for the dentist.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm with a private dental practitioner, so I pay. But I'm surprised they don't offer free on NHS.
No, I don't think dentists do. But we're unfortunately Britain. We've got a lot of flack for our teeth.
Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't been to a dentist
Truth
in
be
ages.
told, though, right? I'm pretty sure there was kind of like a survey not long ago. I mean, this is going to be very vague because I can't remember the name of where this apparently took place or anything, but apparently this whole thing about British people having worse teeth than Americans, not true. Americans, on average, worse teeth.
Take that, Americans. Fuck you.
Wow, right, you can't see it, but Phil is waving his fingers around.
Exactly, but
indeed.
I haven't been to a dentist in a while. I need to go and have teeth checked out. They always find some fucking thing wrong with it. Even when you've cleaned your teeth, like if you've cleaned your teeth 5 times in that day, it's oh no, there's a bit of calc over here. Oh god.
There's a great Peter Kay stand-up routine you can probably find on YouTube where he does a skit about waking up after like blacking out because of a tooth abscess. And he wakes up in an emergency dentist and then has like emergency surgery on the tooth, and then of course they charge him afterwards. And it's like, okay, that'll be like £170, please. What?
Yeah.
What?
I think I've not seen that. Yeah. It's funny that.
Or whatever it is.
I don't know if I've told the viewers, but I've told you about my infamous dentist who I gave up on because of his stupid comment.
Oh God, what did he say?
You'll probably remember when I say it, but I went to a dentist, got my teeth looked at, and they looked at everything, and then once he'd looked at everything, and then he said to me, "Do you eat biscuits?" And I was like, "Yeah, I like biscuits and stuff." "Oh, you shouldn't do that. That's very childish."
Oh,
I was like, what?
Yeah, don't belittle your patient like that. Indeed,
I think I might have told you that before, but I don't know.
It sounds familiar.
So I instantly went to go and find a new dentist.
Yeah.
eating biscuits is childish. No, it isn't. There's loads of adults who eat biscuits.
Yeah. I feel like
if it was a childish thing, the biscuit industry wouldn't be where it is today. The biscuit industry's huge.
Yeah, indeed. It's like there's a way more tactful way of putting that, I feel, and he probably just put it in like the most patronising way possible.
I don't want to be his kids.
No, indeed, yes.
So, viewers, have any of these? Have any of our British viewers? Can you relate to these, or do you like these? Did you find these funny? Any of our non-British viewers? What do you think? Did some of these maybe apply to you somewhere?
Yeah.
Tell us and see what we think.
Indeed, yeah. So feel free to leave your thoughts down below,
British
ladies and gents.
problems,
Yeah. In that case, thanks for joining me, Phil.
Okay, lovely. British problems.
Yeah, it's
There's
been
probably
good.
a Reddit for problems with all over the world.
Yeah,
Probably
will
US
be.
problems, Germany problems, French problems. Yeah.
Indeed. French problem number 1. Being French.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
There you go, see. Have I become that predictable?
Yes.
I have. Well, never mind. Facebook and Twitter links down below, along with the link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested. If you enjoyed, I like to always appreciate it and all that jazz. But other than that, this is the two of us signing off now. Goodbye. Say goodbye, Phil. Go on.
Hopefully you don't have too many British problems. Yes.
Goodbye, everybody.
Come on, keep moving, please. That's there. Got him. Right, let's get some cars there so we can get across to where that gold tooth is. That's good. Particle effects causing lag, of course. So yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments, everybody. Because that's the thing about this game, Alice. In many ways, kind of like my So You're Being Hunted series, these Alice episodes, because they typically tend to be quite long, and the gameplay is fairly repetitive at times, with a lot of platforming, solving puzzles, things like that. It's nice to have a bit of a conversation and turn these episodes almost into kind of like a podcast sort of style, so to speak. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, right, a little bit of a checkpoint here. So what's the deal?